Next thing I know, I'm jumping out a shorty window in front of a bus stop full of people, son.
Yo, y'all should do a podcast for real.
Yo, but like, what would we call the podcast though?
Boy, I don't even know, but it got to be something that represents us. Look, man. So here's the thing. Yep. It's another one, man. We here for it. We back. I'd like to take this time to welcome everybody back to the So Here's the Thing podcast.
It's been a cool 2 weeks.
As always, this podcast is brought to you by nobody. Because y'all niggas don't fucking like, comment, and share this shit. So I'm going to go on and take this time to tell y'all to like, comment, and share this shit.
Insert ad here.
Right. Mental health check. You good too?
I'm straight, brother.
GP.
Another one. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I want to send my prayers and all that shit out to my boy Dre. Couldn't be here today due to some family shit.
Shout out Dre Peasy.
You know, we here for you, my brother. In the light of that, I'm gonna just go on and answer this question for once and for all. I'm probably gonna have to. We all gonna probably have to answer it again, because it's gonna be asked again.
Really? There's a question?
Yeah, bro. This shit is annoying. Not annoying to y'all listeners, but so I met two back in junior high school. They always ask how this thing come together. So I figure we ain't got shit else to talk about, so I'm gonna answer that first.
To the other half of the world, you just told them we not cousins, which they believe.
Oh yeah. So I met two back in junior high school. Like, we got cool. We wasn't really cool in junior high. This shit is really loud. We wasn't really cool in junior high, but we got a little pressure put us together in ways that we couldn't really dispute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, over the years, trials and tribulations both seemed to hit us both at the same time.
It's funny how, like, when you talk about that, we always talk about how, like, we was part of a group and we was each cool with a different person in the group.
Yeah.
And then that's how, like, eventually when both of them just started doing whatever the fuck they was doing,
yeah,
it was just me and you.
Yeah, when the dust settled, you know what I mean, we still cool with.
Oh no, we still fuck
niggas,
with them.
But it is what it is at this point. And Dre, I met Dre about 5 years ago when I got to my job. So for all y'all asking, we actually know each other beyond this shit. For some odd reason, they think we just like met each other one day and say, yo, we should do a podcast.
Wow.
And somebody just orchestrated this shit. But
we wouldn't do a podcast together.
It wouldn't be this good, I tell you that. But now that that's answered, you know how I do my thing. I got a scenario for you. And I kind of know the answer, because we spoke about this shit so many times. Also, another thing, we started the podcast because we all had like conversations kind of similar to what you about to hear today. And we just decided one day, like, yo, we just gonna record these shits because they beyond the surface of fuckery or misogyny or sexism, whatever you think you hearing, is real gems going on under this shit. And that's why we started the podcast, because we have conversations amongst each other, just like mad niggas out there that they just don't, know what I mean, get the right light that they deserve.
Also, not even just about the gems that you can hear listening. For ourselves, this is just a good way to talk about certain things and get certain things that may be weighing on us and on our chest and on our mind out in a healthy way. So, at least for me, I can speak for me.
Nah, definitely therapeutic. We said that on here before, which is why it was very weird when I kept getting the questions. But again, we'll probably have to answer this again.
We don't have to, by the way.
That's true. Well, you know, whatever. Anyway, so you chilling with a girl, and she say, yo, I got a friend.
You and these girls with friends questions.
Can you call one of your friends from my friend? That's what she asked you.
Yes, okay.
How do you go through your Rolodex of friends to determine which one is worth this shorty's time?
I gotta see the friend first.
You gotta see the friend first?
Yeah, I gotta see who she is, so I know which caliber a dude I need to bring. And that sound
Okay.
crazy
Yeah, could you explain?
because listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with a lot of people right now. Men don't say my friend ugly. That's just not what we do.
Right.
Whenever a female go, yo, how your friend look? It's either one or two things. He cool or he get mad bitches.
Yeah.
One or two. And that'll determine but what I bring that up to say is depending on how attractive I think shorty is will depend on which dude I bring. Also depending on how loose I think shorty is. Not to say that they have to be, but depending on how that is, I will have to find what I would call a closer friend. We need that friend that I know that could get the job done. And the job ain't just to like smash shorty or nothing like that. The job is to do what he's here for.
Right.
Which is take her friend out of my face while I'm with this girl until I get what I need to get out of this situation.
Okay.
But there's a lot of different things. But yeah, you gotta figure. I gotta find out what shorty vibe is and what she look like first before I decide a friend.
See, my whole thing is, right, in the Rolodex of friends that I got, the sad thing about me is that a lot of my friends kind of got the same mentality. So it's easier to sift through more or less who's ready for this situation. Then, depending on who shorty is, I got to determine if my man's relationship is worth it or not. Because, you know, I done had situations before when shorties asked for dudes specifically, and I had to go, all right, man, fuck it. That's just one of them secrets that I'm going to just take with me to the grave if his girl find out. Like, I've had to, like, literally say, nah, man, he not with nobody. Just because it's being, I think that's, like, a selfish move, because you know, like, if you don't got a friend for this, your potential of doing what you need to do with this situation is, like, dead now. So that's why you tend to just put your needs above their relationship. But then I got friends that just come through kill, and then I got friends that's just a gamble all around. Like, I know they killed this last joint, but this new joint, he might not want to walk 4 or 5 blocks.
Yeah, we know him.
You know what I'm saying?
But you see, what that is, like, I realized I could speak for myself. The friend I am has evolved over time.
What
Like,
you
I
mean?
think I had my point where I was like, I'm a great wingman anytime, any day.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a distraction, I got you.
Proven.
But I don't think I was always the closer. I definitely had my period where I closed everything, but I don't think I was always the closer. And as I've evolved over time, I don't think I'm a closer now. 'Cause I think 9 out of 10, I'm there for. I think depending on who shorty is, because how you feel about how shorty is for me don't matter. Let's say if it's you in this example,
Yeah.
you got a girl, so this wouldn't be you.
But I was about to ask you if I'm your closer friend. Because I feel like I'm a closer.
If you were not in a relationship, you would definitely be my closer friend.
Look,
but
man,
clearly I'm not calling
years ago.
you for
Years
that.
ago.
Like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago, 30 years ago. But yeah, like for me, like I said, I think I've evolved in my time only because, not because I can't close, I just don't care to a lot of times now. Like I know, like if one of my friends was to call me, I will come and literally just be a distraction and be like, all right, I'm going home. Like with no intention of smashing or doing nothing with shorty because I don't care enough sometimes.
I've grown to see that in you.
Like sometimes I just don't care.
I've grown to see that in you. What you don't understand is the shorty the shorty picks up on that energy, and now I gotta sit there and still explain that.
Nah, not every time I come with that energy.
I'm just saying.
I come with that energy when I feel bamboozled. When I feel deceived and hoodwinked by one party in this.
Hey, man.
Then I'll be like, all right, you know what? I don't care what happens tonight. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But if I know what the situation is and I know what I'm coming for, I'll definitely ride out. Like, you know, make sure everybody good.
You think your personality is well adapted for any scenario like that?
I think my personality is well adapted for any scenario. I just have to care enough to try and adapt it.
Okay.
That's I'm not gonna say my downfall. That's my personality. Like I don't care enough about certain things sometimes to try. Like if I don't feel like it's worth my time or energy, I'm not gonna do it.
See, contrary to popular belief, my strength is my weakness.
Which is,
Like talking.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I think that go for both of us though.
Depending on the situation, and the only reason I'm bringing this up and it's so long-winded because I just had this conversation today, and it was brought to my attention that I got a mysterious, quiet aura to me, and I'm like, see, that's just because you don't know me. I'm afraid, honestly afraid of what I might say, because sometimes it goes and sometimes it doesn't. It's hard to tell which one you are. So I don't do anything. I'm cool with being a distraction. I've been a distraction before. I've showed up just to be the ride.
Yep.
Like, that's just how I go. But just like the fact that I don't really like assert all the time, unless I'm really trying. If I'm trying to close, I close. 98% of the time. 90% of the time. But if I'm there just to be there, like it literally is a toss in the wind because we don't know where it may go.
Yeah. Like I could say, dealing with you has been interesting because what I realize is, as you said, the scariest thing about you is what you might say. Surprisingly, 90% of times, women just be okay with that random vulgar shit that's about to come out your mouth. Because you'll say some shit and I just go, damn. And they just go, yo, he mad funny. And I go, wow. Yeah. But there's always that 10% where he go, you know what it is? I'm so used to it working. When it don't, I don't expect it. Yeah. I got so used to women just being like, he funny or he's stupid. Yeah. And then when somebody take it personal, I go, oh, you really mad at this? And then I got to deal with that.
Remember
shit.
That one shorty called me. She said, yo, he think he really God's gift to women. And I was like, I ain't say shit.
Bro, I don't even know why she told me that. I was like, I don't know why you telling me this. I didn't care.
Anyway, you know what survivor's remorse is, right?
Absolutely.
All right, for those people who don't know what survivor's remorse is, it's in short term just feeling guilty for the position you may have achieved by feeling like you didn't achieve it. Something similar like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell a direct definition. I just want to make sure the paraphrase was correct, right?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
You ever heard of relationships remorse?
No, this is new.
All right. So similar to that, it's just like you get with a shorty and she pull out all the stocks, checking off multiple boxes of yours. And you just know, like, yeah, I don't deserve this shorty. You ever had that?
Is it similar to a couple episodes ago when we was talking and I was like, you ever had a friend who had a shorty that's doing everything, elevating him, and he was just treating her like shit, and in your mind you go, yo, he don't even deserve her? But it's you.
Well, it's not me.
Not you. You're the person that is dealing with the shorty that don't deserve, and you realize it.
But yeah, but not like treating her like shit. Like you doing your part.
No, just in general, you feel like she's out of your league. Like you even in shock how you got her.
Yes. Like I watched the movie. Funny enough, you said it. She's Out of My League, and he kind of like kept shooting himself in the foot because he thought he wasn't worthy of shorty. And I want to know if you ever experienced that in real life.
Yes. Yeah, I have. I've definitely gotten a shorty, but see, in my experience with that one, it was weird because at first when I got with shorty, I kind of felt like that just because there was this. I wanted her for a long time, and there was this like mystique about her, and like when I got her, I was even shocked that I finally got her, but I did. And then after I got to know her, I was like, I see why none of her relationships worked.
Oh, okay, so it was reverse.
It reversed later in the relationship. Okay. Like I had relationship remorse for myself. Like, why did I do this? Why did I put myself in this position?
I think everybody had relationship remorse to themselves. Females more than anybody else.
Yeah, because men ain't shit, man.
For me, I was thinking about this the other day, talking to my homeboy Snoop. I was gonna have Snoop pull up for this, but again, I don't know what he might say. So, you know what I mean? But long story short, in the relationships remorse that I've been thinking about. It's just like I explained last week that I'm a serial cheater, right?
I'll say it again.
Yeah. Well, used to be a serial cheater, whatever.
15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Man, long ago, man. And as a result, I've had the opportunity to mess with and encounter different females on all types of the spectrum, all points of the spectrum, right? And with that experience comes knowledge that I can then maneuver in my own relationship. What if the shorty you're with, and now I'm not bringing it on me now, right? What if the shorty you're with didn't get that equal opportunity to explore? Like, what if literally someone out there is better for her than you are? I've been thinking about that lately, and I'm like, it's fucking me up because it's just like, it makes me think like, yo, that ass, what if I get into a situation where that's the case, but because of certain circumstances, I trap you into this relationship.
You see, and
vice versa.
I could see why you would feel that just because of the specific dynamics of your relationship. I could see you thinking about shit like that.
Yeah.
Just because how your relationship is. And
Something to think about, right?
it is something to think about because I think I'm a piece of shit because I never gave a fuck who was better for you than me. You with me, motherfucker. Until this shit over, you stay.
Nah, because I was thinking like,
But I have thought about it after we broke up. Like I've gone back in my head or had conversations with a girl afterwards, and we've had conversations and we've literally realized like, yo, like we just were not good for each other.
right.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that for what it is, man.
I had a conversation with an old shorty, and this was recent.
20 years ago. I tried to lie.
This is actually recent, and we were talking about something you told her actually.
What I told her.
Yeah,
I don't
because
even know who this is.
she just was like, yo, I should have listened to Guns.
What did I say?
And you kept telling her like, yo, there's better for you out there.
Oh yeah. But that was when y'all, to be clear, because that could come off like I was hating.
Dirty man, yeah.
And it was not
We
that.
was never really together. She thought we were together. Oh
Also-
shit, she's an avid listener.
Also,
Look, she thought we was together.
I told him I said this because I'm gonna just go ahead.
Yeah, like
I just realized I can't fuck that relationship up. She cool, yo. Shout out to you.
nah, like she really is cool, and we've had that conversation, and that's kind of like where the whole thought stemmed from. Because I'm just like, yo, god damn, what if I really like I would trap somebody into a crazy situation? Because with her, like she really thought we was together. You feel me? And
Like, all right, can I ask you a question? Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, please.
Did you
interrupt.
ever tell me that? Because I was under the impression she always knew what it was.
Yeah.
But you told me she thought it was a real relationship. 'Cause I never knew that.
No. Well, I don't think I did.
I'm about to say, because to me, as an outsider of that situation, I'm coming from your perspective, which was
Nah, she knew what it was.
she knew what it was. So at some point, when you had finally fully moved on, and she was just like going crazy, lingering for you, I was like, shorty, let it go. Like you can go do something else with your life.
You know. This the kind of conversations I was telling y'all how we have. You know why she thought we was together?
Why?
Cause she realized we weren't together, and she opted to leave, and then I toxic my way in, Jermaine style. She realized like I wasn't doing her right,
Right.
and then my super toxic trait. This is when I call me going super toxic. When I doubled down and said, nah, I fuck with you heavy. I love you.
Now, let me ask you this question: was this during that? There was a distinct period. I remember it was after y'all had stopped fucking with each other,
Yeah.
and then there was a short window where she was just around a lot.
Yeah.
And then one day I kept hearing her around. I ain't say shit, and then one week I just go, "Yo, son, what's going on over there?" Like you done told me she around like 4 times in a row. This is weird.
Yeah. This was around that time.
Oh, okay.
Because, like I said, she opted out. She realized her worth. And again, my super toxic trait kicked in and said, the next nigga that get this gonna really enjoy this, and I ain't done with this yet. So let me go on and secure this some more.
In hindsight, do you feel like that was a good decision?
No. Here's why though. Not here goes super toxic Jermaine again. Not because of what I did, but because of what she encountered after.
Okay.
Like the nigga she fuck with me after the nigga she fuck with after me. God rest his soul. He ate a bullet. And he did her dirty. So we was kind of sharing her at the same time. Cause I remember she used to complain. A lot of females used to use me for that too, by the way. Whatever. She used to come back and complain about son. Then she got with another dude. And I guess that worked out for a little bit. But then I fell off because I was going through whatever. And then I spent the block again. Tripling down on the toxic shit.
And I remember during that era of that last nigga, she was defiant. Yes. And I think her being defiant is what made you keep tripling down. Because you was like, nah, so she gonna cave in one of these days. And I kept going, so why leave that girl alone? I don't know why. I've seen you do some of the most toxic shit in the world to females.
Yes.
But that one, like, I even was like, bro, leave her alone.
And that's when I started to try to leave her alone.
I was like, son, because I was watching the damage be done to her life. Mm-hmm. Like, in real time. Mm-hmm. I was watching her deteriorate, not physically, but like in relationships, how she handled people. And I was just like, son,
she gone now.
At some point, you gotta just leave this girl alone and let her live her life, bro.
Yeah.
But that's also, I'm glad you brought that up because that was when I realized a change in me. Because there was years of me watching this with no remorse and didn't give a shit. I remember, we ain't gonna bring up that story. It's the funniest story.
Because then that clears up exactly.
It's the funniest story. But anyway,
we're gonna bring that up, just not now.
Yeah.
After all that shit I just said.
But I definitely like watched on and cheered you, not even cheered you on, but just was like, I didn't care.
Right.
But then like just watching her. And again, I tell this shit all the time. Like having a daughter kind of changed me in a little bit. Like little by little, just having a daughter. As after I had her, just more and more, I became more sensitive or empathetic to women. And I was just like, son, like this girl
gotta stop.
Son, I was just like, son, we don't gotta do this to her. I was saying we, like I was doing it. Like damn, I felt complicit just watching that shit.
Let me ask a question to the audience, and let me ask a question to you specifically. Clearly, because you can answer. Have you ever seen a female, and this might not be a female you spoke to, this might not be a female that you had any interactions with.
Yes.
You literally probably just crossed paths, whatever. But have you ever seen a female and said, that's the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with?
Yes. Actually, I did. You actually know who it was. And I did speak to her and it didn't work out because I was honest about some shit I shouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
G was it?
G, I felt that. I swear to God.
I figured who it was.
Yeah. I felt that way about her. Like, I don't know what. Yo, you don't remember how hype I was when I was talking to her for no ass reason?
You was. You was ready to throw it all on her?
Son, I was ready to throw away everything for her, bro. And I don't know why. And I felt like because I felt like she was gonna be good for me. In hindsight, I think I was just tired of the situation I was in at that moment. Because that situation, even though it went on after that, was just draining for a long time. It was like 3 years of just draining shit.
I might add that since you've been out that situation, you've been a little lighter again.
I also say since I've been out that situation, I kind of just back to like I don't care about shit again. But I think sometimes that's healthy.
Yeah, that's why I like to see you out.
Like sometimes I just be on some like I don't. And when I say I don't care, I'm not saying in a negative way. I mean like I don't be trying to like do nothing. If I mess with somebody, I do. If I don't, I don't. I don't press nothing. I'm not forcing nothing. It is what it is. Like I'm just at that point in my life where if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. I don't care. But either way, back to what we was talking about. In the middle of that, like while I was dealing with that, and then we had took that break, and then I had met that other girl. Like I really was ready to like give up everything. But you know, it didn't work out.
You ever think where it could have went?
Yeah, I think about where it could have went. Remember, I put a lot into that. That was one of those few times where I chose to be honest with her about the situation that I was coming from, just to make sure going into it I didn't mess nothing up.
Right.
And then, like always, women always be like, "Just be honest with me," and I was honest with her, and then she left.
Yeah, it ain't been the same since.
Yeah, that honesty shit went out the window in 2021. It's over for that.
Nigga, another conversation I was having with a friend of mine, and I noticed that I've never felt that way. Like I've never felt like I seen a shorty and go, yo, that's the woman. I'm talking about on first meet. Like not, obviously you get to know somebody and that comes, obviously, right? But I'm saying like, I've never seen a female and go, that's her. She's the one. Like on some movie shit. Like I've seen some movies where niggas will see a girl at Starbucks or some shit. She come in there every day around the same time. It start to look a little creepy. Then he pursue that, right? I never had that opportunity. And I always felt like, similar to the relationships remorse, is like, yo, what if because of the circumstance, I'm blocking my view of that? You get what I'm saying?
I don't want to talk right now.
No. Like, my situation's solid. Both my situations are solid. What I'm saying is...
so when I was with that girl, it was terrible. It was a terrible time in my life.
And when I say both, I mean... Let me clear that up.
I tried to just change the subject.
When I say both, I mean my relationship with my girlfriend and my son, my kids. My situations is solid. Now that we cleared that up.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. What's the... Oh, man. This is crazy.
So, let's go into the other section of it. I asked you this before, but I just want you to have it on paper.
Yeah.
Your kid ever prevented you from being with somebody?
Absolutely. And
holy shit, for real?
And I wouldn't say, well, it wasn't really prevent. It just, how do I word this without sounding like an asshole? No, I'm not going to word it that my kid was the reason. Me having a kid helped me see that I shouldn't be with that particular person. You know who I'm talking about. Because remember, like, everything concerning my kid was a problem at some point.
Yeah, got it. Honestly, that situation elevated your evolution.
Yes, I would say that.
Life.
I would say that. I think that was like the start of it too.
It put me in a perspective to just look at it like, this nigga, regardless of what it is a father first. Regardless of how I view fatherhood or how I view parenting, I seen this nigga change and become. You literally adapted into being a parent.
Bro, I had no choice. I
seen that shit based on that situation, because it's like, you was the first nigga to show me like, yo, bro, remember I always say the light story, like, yo, I gotta pay the light, nigga, because if my baby moms don't got light, then my daughter don't got light.
And that's my rule.
Give a fuck she in there with another nigga.
I be annoyed. I told you about the recent story. Like, I was dealing with whoever I was dealing with, and my daughter's mother had hit me like, yo, you know, school coming up, can you get me my books for school, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, whatever, I get her the books. So I tell the person I'm dealing with, like, yo, yeah, I had to buy books for my daughter's mother. And she's like going off, like, yo, why you buying her books for school? Yeah. I'm like, yo, you're thinking short term. You're looking now. You're looking at, yo, why are you doing this for your child's mother? Instead of looking at the fact that I want to put my child's mother in a situation the way she can better herself. That way she don't have to ask me for stuff in the future.
Right.
That's how I look at things. I look at everything in terms of my daughter.
As you should.
If it's gonna benefit my daughter in the long run to put her in a better situation, why wouldn't I do it?
Right.
But you know, I can understand how some people don't look at it that way, but that's my view and my philosophy, at least.
All right. So, since I've had my kid, I haven't really like come across a situation to where it warrants me to answer that question.
Yeah.
But the next question I have is, on a flip side, have you stayed away from a shorty based on their kid? Or how they handle their kid? Like, either how the baby father's in the picture and...
Oh, yeah.
Like, you see an impending problem coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had situations with people where it was just like, I feel like me and that person could be a dope, like we're friends.
Right.
And originally in talking to the person, I initially thought we was gonna be more than friends, but in seeing the dynamic with her and her child's father and how I don't understand how someone can lack so much involvement in their kid life but cause so much problems for somebody. It don't make sense. Like, Duke pretty much don't do anything for his kid. But yet, anytime he has a problem with something, she feels like she needs to address it. And I'm like, that's so weird to me. Because I wouldn't address somebody who's not contributing to my life. If you're not contributing to me or my kid, your opinion, your thoughts, your feelings don't matter. Mm-hmm. And I kept trying to explain this to her. And she was just like, but I don't want him saying whatever he's saying about me and telling people false stuff. Let them believe what they believe. You know, at the end of the day, you take care of your kid. You put food in your kid's mouth. You pay the bills in your crib for your kid. You file them on your taxes. Like, all of that is for you.
Right.
So why are you so concerned about him telling his family whatever he's telling them about you? I don't get it. And I'm not judging her for it, but because of that, I was like, I can't, because that lets me know if we and you was to pursue something, it's always going to be, oh, let me tell you what this nigga did or what this nigga said. And I'm like, bro, our family is our family. We're doing our thing. Why does he matter if he's not helping?
Right.
But, you know.
My only addition to that, and it's kind of a question, but it's like, you being a father, do you want to just like, all right, boom. Peep the Ciara Russell Wilson situation, right?
Right.
And Future, right? All hail Future, by the way. Toxic niggas.
Shout out to the most toxic nigga in the world.
But I seen a story once where I guess Ciara had son on child support, and Russell Wilson's like, yo, don't even worry about that. You don't need that bread. Basically saying like, yo, we straight over here. Like, you ain't got it. That's petty bread. You feel me? In your situation, do you feel like that's more or less the energy you was coming on? Not like trying to exclude him out of the kid's life, but it's just like, yo, well, he does not matter.
With the situation I'm talking about, I don't even know this nigga. I never met him, so I can't say that. And me and her, again, we stayed friends. I never was with her like that. But in my last situation, that was the situation. Like, I could say that I guess I was on, but that was also a very different situation because I was in.
He was there from day one.
From day one, like right. From before he was even here. So it was like, I don't care what you do, be a father, but that ain't gonna stop shit on this side.
Right.
Like, he good either way. And even though me and Shorty in whatever situation we in now, that still stands. Like,
facts. That's
my little man. He good any day. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. But I'm never gonna try and, like, even if I'm with a Shorty, I'm never gonna isolate them from their pop's life, or be like try and flex that muscle, like
Right.
yo, don't come around, like even if you're not contributing, because I know for a fact that money ain't everything. Like you ain't gotta contribute. Come spend time with your kid, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, take him for a weekend so me and his mom could go somewhere. I don't give a shit. Like I don't like.
Shit.
I would never knock nobody from doing that.
You have a same situation, but aside from the kid or the father, or whatever. You ever had a situation where you want to mess with shorty? Everything like would be great if it wasn't for her family.
Yes, bro.
Yo,
yes.
You laughing? Cleared up exactly
who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Bro, I had a relationship a few years back. I don't even know how many, but it was a few. But in the beginning, me and Shorty was so good together because we were in our bubble. Shit
Right.
was great. Like even when we first started messing with each other, I think at the time maybe her sister and you and her cousin were the only ones who knew, because those are the three people who needed to know.
Right.
And it was a perfect situation, and little by little, the more people who found out, it just ruined my life.
All right.
Not even my life, it ruined our relationship.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that, because we're going to get back to that. Mm-hmm. My question more was like, her family just like a ticking time bomb on their own life.
Yes,
Not even to your relationship, just like
bruh, just their own personal family shit
Yeah.
is already always on pins and needles.
right. And because of that, it then affects what impending relationship you and Shorty could have.
Yes. And on top of that, it doesn't help when there are, because of, my history with that family and certain people knowing who I was and how I gave it up, it was always this kind of like side eye towards me of like, you know what I'm saying? Why you dealing with him when he used to do or be this way?
Right.
And it was like, bro, I'm trying to like really chill right now. But it was overall a bad situation, and then me and her, we become, well, at one point we have become cool after the situation, and we always said it like, yo, if we'd have just stayed in our bubble and not involved everybody else and not made it a known thing, we'd have been fine.
I had a situation like that where it just feel like literally every person in this person's life was just their own time bomb. Like every single bro, from the baby fathers to the mothers to the fathers to the sisters to the brothers to the cousins. It was just like, yo, what the fuck? And normally that doesn't affect you because you're not in a relationship with them.
I try my best. I tell every
But-
girl I hate your family. Like, leave them away from me.
But eventually, they come into just like of everything they do, they pour into that particular person. So now you got to deal with it because she pours into you. Now their problems is your problems. Now I got to figure out why the fuck out of nowhere we got to drive to Rhode Island to go get your fucking aunt because she drunk in the fucking park somewhere. You feel me? But anyway, back to your situation that you was talking about, where because of everything, all the elements that be, and because of how it blew up too, I think that had a very big problem with, because more times than none, you get a chance to fight and rewrite your narrative. When it blew up how it blew up, your narrative didn't even matter no more.
I didn't care to fight. Bro, whatever y'all say is whatever. Bro, it's so sad because I was so close with that family, and you know that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that situation was done, I was done with the whole family. I'm like, I'm not talking to none of y'all.
Right.
And it's because I don't care. Believe what y'all want. Because it could be because I'm a dude. Females are different. I understand. Y'all gotta express yourselves and get shit off your chest and tell y'all version of whatever happened in the story.
Right.
But for me, I didn't say. Put it like this: when I explained to you everything that happened, did I not tell you all the shit I fucked up in?
Yeah.
It was what it was. But outside of talking to you, I didn't tell my whole family, my mom's, nothing that. My mom's and her kind of speak from time to time still. And I don't get into that because at the end of the day, y'all relationship is y'all relationship. Why do I need to downplay you?
True.
But it didn't work that way the other way. I came out as being a piece of shit, dog, nigga, didn't care, didn't do this, didn't do that. And I was just like, all right.
It's funny how much shit they tell you didn't do when the relationship's over. And they always stress communication and all that shit. Like, what was all these lists when I was in this shit? Whatever. Why do you think women have like a sixth sense to us and our friends before we figure it out?
Explain the question again. I think I'm misunderstanding what you're asking.
All right. We were supposed to talk about this at one point, but it seems like women have some type of foreshadowing to realize, looking at our friends, who's truly our friends and who's truly not. A sixth sense of some sorts.
Yes, I can see that.
Why you think that is?
I don't know.
And can you say the same for them?
Yes.
All right, cool.
I think it's different though. Like, all right, women can work on very little information. I've seen it happen. They could just meet a nigga and his energy will let them know, like, yo, I just feel like he not, you know, whatever. But what I will say is that's not always correct.
Right.
Because I distinctly remember a situation with us where the shorties was telling us, like, both, like, yo, he just be hating on you. Yeah. But they don't know me and you done been through the fire together. So we listening to them like, what are you talking about? But I've
That's
also
true.
seen it be true. More often than not, it is true. Like, even if it's not like 100% true, there's some truth to it. More often than not. But on vice versa, the reason why I said it's different is women can meet one of your friends and get that vibe. The truth of the matter is women a lot of times come home and tell us mad shit about their friends. Mm-hmm. Talking, like, and it's not in a negative way. They may be frustrated with a situation. They may be confused on what advice to give her, whatever. So they talk to you naturally because you're their closest friend. You're their man.
Right.
And you hear it and you could see like, yo, y'all not even real friends. Mm-hmm. But that's because we got a plethora of information about this
To work with.
So it's the same thing, but we get to the same result in different ways.
I had this conversation with somebody, and I was like, she was telling me like all the shit that her friends did, and I'm like, yo, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. And then like a situation revealed itself where the relationship got tested, right? And that's when it hit her like, yo, this really ain't my friend. And I bring that up to say, like, you think even when they do say like, yo, that ain't your man's, like, obviously some of these friendships result in death. Like, niggas be getting lined up by some of they so-called homies or whatever the case may be. But like other situations where it's just like the friendship become tested and niggas just fail. Some niggas fold or some niggas don't perform how you think it is. Cause I was just saying, like, is it your fault that you ain't know your friend to be that nigga that you thought was gonna stand tall?
It's not your fault. All right. To answer that question simply, it's not your fault if your friend always presented that way to you.
Right.
You only could go off the information you got. If in situations when y'all was together, he always stood tall, and in other situations you seen him to stand tall, you would have no reason to believe he wouldn't in this situation. And the truth of the matter is, standing tall should be happening regardless.
Of course.
But sometimes you are not aware of the outside things going on that can make someone second guess their morals in that situation.
Okay. My thing was, like, alright, so with the female then, like you said, they come home, they talk, and they just telling you a story that raises mad red flags.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, we went to a party and I told her let's go, but she wanted to go home with these other niggas. And then for some odd reason, she think that this is the girl I want you to go on a vacation with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that shorty don't have our relationship. Like, females don't understand when we come in to them with that type of concerns. It's like, yo.
They don't be understanding sometimes why we don't fuck with certain friends they got.
Yeah. And then same vice versa, because you don't know which one of your mans is trying to slide on you, one of your joints.
Yeah, but that's why as men, at least with us, we kind of distance our girl from all of that shit.
Yep.
We make lines very clear from the gate.
I don't even show you the lines. Nope. Shorty don't. I say this every time I get a chance. I seen a girl take down a whole circle off of pillow talking. Never will happen to me. Niggas who ain't even had anything to do with anything got taken down. They just being there. I guess my last one before we out of here. Wait. I had a point to that. Fuck that point. My last one before we out of here came from one of our listeners, and they asked like, "Yo, should women extra court while they're being like spoken to, while they're trying to be courted? Should they like give off that same type of energy type shit?" Basically, like, you trying to talk to a female and you doing what you need to do to secure your bargain. Should she do that too, or should she just be like cool with being the catch?
I'm not gonna tell women what they should and shouldn't do.
No, I'm saying, like, do you feel
but
like
that's what I'm
should
saying.
happen?
Like, I'm not gonna tell women what they should and shouldn't do. I could tell you what you should and shouldn't do when dealing with a nigga like me. I literally had this conversation last night. I was talking to somebody about this last night. I've lost out on a lot of women simply because I'm the type of nigga that refuse to be the thirsty nigga. Like, I can't be that. It's against my every fiber in me to be that. So if I'm chasing, I don't have a problem chasing a shorty if she reciprocating that she want to be caught. You feel me?
Right.
But if you one of them girls that just used to niggas being on your dick, so it's like you feel like I've had a shorty tell me straight up, if you want me, come get me.
What does that mean to you?
Bro, I'm like, what are you mind you, shorty had a nigga.
All right.
She had a nigga.
That's it right
And
there.
she's telling me, well, but if you want me, you gonna have to come get me. What? So you want me to go out, date, court, do all this shit with somebody who's clearly cheating on her current nigga and be thirsty and do all this shit? I'm like, bro, I looked at that, I was so confused. But my point is, I've lost so many women because I don't know how to be thirsty. Like, if you giving me energy, as long as you giving me something to work with, I'm there.
Right.
But the minute I text you 2 times and don't get a response, you know how petty and foul I am, bro.
Yeah.
You not hearing from me again until you respond to that text. I don't care if it's a year later. I'm not hitting you up until you I'm still waiting on a response for a text from 4 weeks ago.
Word.
I don't care. Like, I refuse to be that. And I don't care how immature or whatever that sounds. That's just how I feel. Like, I feel like both men and women deserve to be chased.
That's true.
In some regard, I feel like both men and women deserve to feel like they both are wanted. It shouldn't just be always on the dude to be out here like, yo, I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you. Shorty gotta at least reciprocate some of that energy for me. And if you don't, I'm cool with letting it go. And to give an example of that is, I was talking to a shorty. The vibe was cool. We was talking all the time, whatever. So one day I text her, she ain't respond. So I hit her with the double text, probably about 4 or 5 hours later, hit her with another text, she ain't respond. So you know my rule, I'm not hitting you again until I hear from you.
Right.
4 or 5 months later, she hit me like, yo, no, I ran into her 4 or 5 months later. She like, yo, what happened? I was like, I texted you, you didn't respond. She was like, oh, I had lost my phone. And I guess because you never, and I ain't had no contact. So, she was like, I was waiting for you to text me so I could get your number back, and you never did. So I just never got your number again. And then she was already in a new relationship or whatever now. And I was like, damn, I really missed out on that because of who I am. But I will stand on it. I'll stand on that. I don't care.
How many relationships you think fail from niggas not pushing up as expected? Like, all right, with the times, right? I was talking to Snoop again, and we was talking about like meeting women in this type of society, this type of time, right? And he was saying like, yo, bro, you either gotta like, it's hard to just run down on a shorty anymore because you don't know who they know, you don't know how they look because of the mask, like all this other extra shit, right? But then you got situations where it's like you gotta slide in their DMs, whatever the case may be, and then some people, depending on how they movements, they just like the fear of being screenshotted and blasted and all that, being embarrassed, would deter a lot of situations. And
that's true.
I want to know like how many relationships you think really would fail off of that particular scenario, like the fear of just getting blasted and embarrassed.
What do you mean relationships? You mean like how many relationships didn't happen?
Yeah. Like shit didn't even get off the ground because you scared to slide.
I can tell you for me, mad at them.
Yeah, I personally don't think you should slide.
Because I don't, you know how I feel about Instagram, like DM shit. I don't DM people like that. I'm really against that personally. Only because I see that, like you said, you may think you and Shorty having a conversation and y'all are exchanging energy, whatever, and she over here putting all this in the group chat and you looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like, I refuse to look like that.
Mm-hmm.
So bro.
Best way to avoid that is not do it.
So I don't slide. And I always look at the fact that if I want to slide in a girl DM, that means 4,000 niggas then decided they wanted to slide in a girl DM already.
Yep.
And are probably in her DM right now.
As we speak.
So it was just weird as hell. So I'm like, why would I want to, I feel like there's no way for me to stand out doing the same thing.
Right.
What I did was I ain't gonna lie, some creep shit, but fuck it. I don't care. Like, I had peeped where a shorty worked.
This nigga's crazy.
On her Instagram and showed up to her job.
This nigga's crazy.
I bought something, nigga.
I believe you, son. I believe you. They don't take away from the creep of it, nigga.
Funny enough, that didn't go nowhere. We've been on like one date.
But that's cool, though. Like, swinging and missing is better than not swinging.
No, it wasn't missing. I stopped talking to her only because, not because you ever have an idea of what you think somebody is and then meet them and realize they're not that?
Yeah.
It was one of those. Like, I had my own idea of her based off what I saw on Instagram.
Right.
And then met her and we talked for that one date and I was like, I can't do this.
I heard meeting your Instagram crush is a very dangerous thing because they could be completely opposite to what you think they are.
I just heard a girl that I've been in love with on Instagram talk on live for the first time. Immediately unfollowed her.
Yeah, that happens, man.
Her voice ruined it all for me.
That happens more times than none, to be honest. That happens more times than none. Yep, that sounds like another one to me.
Definitely. This was a cool little vibe, know what I'm saying? Wish my boy Dre was here to input his knowledge, but he'll be back next time.
Prayers out to my boy Dre.
Facts.
But like I said, this was just like to give people an insight, more insight. I don't know how much we could give y'all, but more insight to how a conversation just me and two go. And what we really talk about on a regular. Because these regular conversations go on for hours.
And understand, you see the way we just jumped around from topic to topic? That's how we talk.
Yeah, that's how it go.
It's actually way worse. We calmed it down a lot for this.
Yeah. This is called controlled chaos.
Facts.
Organized chaos.
Yep. But we want to hear from y'all, man. We really want y'all to, speak up. Give us some ideas. Talk to us. Let us know what it is. Let us know what y'all think. So reach out to us. Instagram, so here's the thing.pod. Twitter and Facebook, SHTT Pod. And if a social media thing ain't your thing, so here's the thing at yahoo.com.
And as always, we got the audio popping on all audio platforms, wherever you can find podcasts. Anchor, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. We here. The
YouTube.
Music. Yeah, the YouTube's there. Definitely check out the YouTubes.
So here's the thing.
Yep. So here's the thing. You're gonna see us on there, and just drop a comment. Like I said in the beginning, man, like, comment, subscribe, and share this shit, so we can, keep on telling you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this shit.
Also, if you a small business owner, got something coming up, something you selling, something you promoting, hit us up, man. Come up on the show. We'll definitely show you some love, so you can put whatever you got to get out there. You heard?
Yes, sir. And as always, man, it's your boy Stizzy, man.
It's Tuski. We out of here.